Hey now, this is Ken with Picking Duck again here to talk to you guys a little bit more about what's been going on here at Picking Duck. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about the industry and how it's changed. It's actually been just 1 year since the legalization or the strike down of PASPA. So almost 1 year, and I think there's about 8, 9 states that's come on board to legalize sports gambling, and so times are changing. And I just came back from a convention that was really eye-opening in what is going on in the industry. You see, when we first started Picking Duck, we the there was nothing like this around. It was basically an underground industry. If you weren't in Vegas, then what are you doing? You're not building a sports betting company unless you're in Vegas, and that only has to do with a few different aspects that served sports bettors, which was more like the handicapping industry. But when we were building the business, and we would tell people, "Oh, are you familiar with sports betting?" They would say, "Oh, you mean like fantasy sports?" And it's like, if you're a sports bettor, you know that sports betting is not necessarily fantasy sports, but sometimes now they link them as the same. But back then, there was a hard line between sports betting and fantasy sports, and as a sports bettor, you knew that. But as a sports bettor, when the industry was illegal, there were problems with the industry that I wanted to solve, and that is actually why I came up with Picking Duck. And my goal, was to grow Picking Duck to get it to the masses, so that because it really did solve a problem for sports bettors to get quality picks from winning sports bettors. But you know, when I was growing that in the beginning, I had no idea how to grow an internet business, like an internet business. And the closest thing I had to the business was kiosk at the mall. So that's how I started. And internet is different from brick and mortar. So that was the as much experience that I had. But I knew that I enjoyed sports betting, and I wanted to make money in the industry rather than, because at the time, there's only two ways to make money. Either you're a bookie or you're playing, and that was it, if you weren't in Vegas, right? But as I was building it, didn't know what I was doing, not much was happening, right? But I looked into programs to see what I can get, and we got accepted to this local program called Springboard. It's a startup Springboard program that was here, and luckily, they have so many applicants. We got accepted. Wow, yes! And so I finally learned so many things that was necessary in building a startup, such as raising money and pitching. So we started pitching at a number of events, and one time we pitched in Vegas, and we're like, yes, this is going to be the one. There's going to be people there understand sports betting, so there's got to be some guys there. But we didn't succeed in raising money there. We tried tech events, and the tech events, they were like, oh yay, great concept, but we'd rather apply your technology, which is finding good quality advice, and they'd rather apply that to a different industry, not sports betting. Because why? Sports betting, no, nobody's interested in that. So after a couple fails in trying to raise money, we just put that aside. We said, you know what, let's put fundraising aside, and we just kept trying to build out our product, see what we can do. And then sports gambling went legal, and this was like it was like, yes, finally we're gonna make it. There's something happening now. Um, and and here we go. Phone calls started coming in, and we actually had two discussions with public companies that were interested in taking us public, putting us together in a portfolio, and taking us public. Well, you know, as a as new entrepreneurs, this sounded super great, and it was something that that it's basically a cash out, right? So it was something that we decided to take advantage of, and um, you guys probably already know the story, but that eventually did not pan out. So that was difficult for us. That was difficult for our team, but it got me to see what was going on in the industry. There was so many things that were going on after that change in the law, and I started looking into different ways to raise capital, or different ways to monetize in the business, see what works, what doesn't. And there were so many companies out there. They're doing sports gambling media, and that's blowing up now. There were people that were writing and doing sports gambling media topics, but they were not anywhere near to what's going on right now. You see them on TV now, like having shows about sports gambling. That was never around. It was like only internet shows, and they were so small. But there's media now. There's what is it? Data. There's so much data providers. You see that all the leagues are fighting over data, and that wasn't the case before. They were giving out the data for free, no problem. But now they really want their data. But we knew that this legalization is going to take time, and there's different ways to make money in this business, and actually that's what we've been working on. So I've been working on a program that is basically stays in line with our goals here at Picking Duck, which is helping sports bettors win more bets. And so we're working on that project. I'm so excited to be offering that. I partnered up with a few guys in the industry to give you guys something great that will help you guys continue to win. And what I've learned over the process of from going to it from an illegal towards a legal market, seeing where we were just so alone, and then seeing to so many companies, it's that you've got to be open-minded to different ways to make money. And when there's changes, you need to grow with those changes. And this industry itself is changing. So if you're currently betting a certain way or doing a certain thing that's in sports betting, you never know what's going to change. So it's best to keep up on those changes, learn what's new, keep up with new systems in sports bettings, and get involved with the program. I'll let you guys know more about it later. But thank you guys for your time today, and we hope to keep in touch and keep following us on Picking Duck. Thanks, guys.